Okay, this is going to be today's video review for Thursday, October the 8th, 2015 for Drummond Energy Bands. Please read our trading disclaimer. So today in the S&P futures, we're looking again at our Renko FloBar charts in the S&P, and we got a lot of lines drawn on here. Let me just explain a little bit if you're just first joining us. Essentially, when you look at this chart, it looks pretty busy, because we have all these lines drawn. But the way this works is when, for example, our white dotted line here hooks up, we draw a valley of support that we wait for price to return to. In other words, we teach patience and discipline with the Masters of the Universe course. And then as the white dotted line hooks down, we draw a crest of resistance. So if, for example, you're looking at buying that line, you have to wait for price to go above it and then to come back where we had an opportunity here to get long. We also had an opportunity, this is quite early in the morning obviously, but we had an opportunity here for somebody that's just addicted to trading and can't really find themselves getting any sleep. But this particular method doesn't use any subgraphs. We don't talk about the RSI, the stochastics. We don't talk about repainting supply and demand lines, Fibonacci lines, etc. These are organic lines drawn in the market that you can draw yourself, and be patient. In other words, wait for them to come back to. So you can see another crest of resistance here and a valley of support here. Price pops higher. Our trader's waiting, just to pick the fruit off the vine and take the long from here. Price goes higher. You can see popping through another crest here of resistance. Potentially going to be acting like support over here. Of course, we've got some support here. We've also got some resistance from over here acting like support here. So our trader has, opportunities to get long in through there. So one of the trades that we show traders initially to begin with is what we call the weak dot push. And the weak dot push is a very, very good trade to begin with. You'll notice that on our left chart here where the green up arrow is, we're essentially engaging this crest of resistance turning into support, right? So we waited for price to come back to it. Now if you turn your attention to the right chart, we get a valley of support, price goes up, comes back. When it comes back to this level here, we're going to go to our trade chart. So that's the way we do things. We take things very simply. If you look here, this is another opportunity here where the valley was put in, price comes back, we look to buy it, and we have a lot of opportunity trading and using a very, very simple method over and over again. So this morning we had an opportunity up here to take a short, and I caught that on video, and this time the video wasn't a problem, and I recorded. I'm going to tack it on to the end here. So if you have any interest, send us an email at jb@drummondenergybands.com, and thank you for listening. Okay, so we're into this trade short. We've got a couple of crests of resistance here. You can see them drawn right in about here. We're going to have to adjust our stop. This is way too much risk. And you'll see that we can quite easily bring this down to right about there, I'd say. And what we're doing is what is known as a pounce. In other words, I'm seeing my crest here. Rather than wait for a red brick, I can just get in, knowing the upper energy band is here, and I've got my resistance. Pause. I would say 5.5 is going to be bulletproof. And you can see here on our focused chart, we've got 4.5 crests, we've got a 4.25 crest. Right now we're probing up in through that, but essentially they're recognizing the push up is weakening, and they're about to drop it down because the ability to push this higher is was exhausting, in other words. So we'll come back to this. We got a downside target of about 76, I think. So I'll pause this and come back. Okay, the reason we said 76 is because if you look at our higher chart here, you know, our support and our resistance turning into support has been providing some support, and we've had some long trades out of it. But each time we go higher, you can see the upper energy bands holding, and as a result of that, you know, price is going to be flushing on down to about 76, our lower energy band. So we'll come back and see if we can manage it towards that end. Pause. So far what we've been seeing is this white dotted line has been unable to push higher. So as a result of that, we should be able to get down to the 79.5 level and then the 76 level. So we'll just wait to see till we puncture down through this 81.5, and then we'll move our stop down. We want to see this lower energy band here of the focus chart here with this 81.5 do what we think, which, you know, we should see just a continuation of red bricks, you know, flushing on down through this 81.5. And if so, then we don't have to monitor or manage our trade with the upper yellow. We'll be able to, you know, get some follow through to the downside, a little more traction, and then we can move our stop and bleed out some of the risk to approximately break even. Pause. So I just wanted to say, one of the things we teach in the Masters of the Universe course is when you know where the energy is coming from, then you can have an expectation to manage your trade through to the end, to the target. But there's many individual scalping trades along the way through a larger trade like this that can be done, but we're not going to. We're just going to be looking at this one opportunity of a short trade. Pause. So I'm going to just move my stop and bleed a little bit of this risk out here, just to break even here at this point. I'm just going to watch this upper yellow here. This is where, you know, our trade needs to be managed from. We could drop down a few ticks, you know, maybe cover commissions, worst case scenario. So we'll monitor this. We'll be back. Pause. Okay, we're starting to get a little further flush, so we'll go just back here to about the mid, I guess 3.5. Come back. Pause. So you see we're going to get a little temporary bounce off this 81. This is our valley of support in through here, and then also of course right in through here. But what we're banking on is excuse me, we're banking on excuse me, the solid white midline, you know, and from the higher chart frame solid white midline, that it's unable to continue to push up. We have signs of that we teach, but essentially we're going to the lower energy band here of about 80, 1980. And then I would say probably a bounce up, and then we got a lot of support to chew through down there, so it could take a little while. But the opportunity does present itself for about a 70, I guess now it's about 78 target, 77, 78. Pause. So we would expect this crest of resistance right here to hold at about 83.5, 83.25. Pause. So from a management perspective, we wanted to see this upper yellow stay down, you know, price probing up into it, but the bricks, you know, not making higher highs, in other words, like we are here. So that's what we call brick momentum down. So we'll come back. Pause. So our higher chart frames, our energy band is moving up a little, so we'll bring that up a little bit higher to about 77, 78, we'll say. And at this point, you know, we can go down to about here, I'd say, just above this upper yellow, and look to manage this through. You notice we just hit the 80 here for a bounce. That would have been a good place to, you know, take something off. We're showing an all-in, all-out type of approach. using the higher chart. So the 79 3/4 80 level will puncture down through a little further, and we may even hold here a little bit. So what we'll do, rather than because we're not taking anything out, we'll just take some off right here and just go all out. And we might have gotten a fill on okay, we got filled there. So there was an opportunity there for a long trade, or excuse me, a short trade. And you know, if the scalper wanted to get in and join or add to that position in those upper yellows, there was an opportunity to do so. So anyway, this is getting to be a 7-minute video. I'm going to tack this on with today's video review. Thank you.